But look at Russell here, look at the gap of the victory, 12-2-0.
Monaco just watched one of the best hurdles fields on the planet line up together. Everyone expected a real fight. Instead, one runner made it look like nobody else even showed up. Masai Russell didn't just win. She left the entire field behind in seconds. Here's exactly how bad it got. On July 10, 2026, at the Herculis EBS meeting in Monaco, Masai Russell lined up against one of the toughest 100-meter hurdles fields of the whole season. The evening session at Stade Louis II was loaded from top to bottom, but this was the race everyone had circled. European champion Pia Skrzyszowska was there. Jamaica's Demisha Roswell was there. Fellow American Alaysha Johnson and Dutch veteran Nadine Visser stood right next to her at the start line too. The gun went off, and Russell was gone. By the fifth hurdle, the race was already decided. Russell was clear of the entire field, hurdle after hurdle, without a single stutter step. The kind of race where you can see the wind coming from a mile away. She crossed the line in 12:20 seconds, a new meeting record for Monaco. Alaysha Johnson finished second in 12:38. Nadine Visser took third in 12:49. Skrzyszowska, the reigning European champion, could only manage fourth place. Russell didn't just win, she won by almost 0.2 of a second. And in hurdling, that gap is massive. The wind reading was minus 0.4, so there was no help from behind her either. This time was completely clean. Here's a detail that makes this even bigger. That time, 12:20, used to be the world record. Kendra Harrison ran that exact time back in 2016, and it stood as the fastest 100-meter hurdles ever run by a woman for 6 full years. What used to be untouchable is now just another Friday night for Masai Russell. And Alaysha Johnson isn't just anybody either. She's one of the fastest rising hurdlers in the country. And finishing second behind Russell is still a big result on its own. Nadine Visser has been one of Europe's most consistent hurdlers for years. Beating both of them by that much sends a message to the rest of the field. This wasn't a one-time thing either. It's part of something much bigger happening this season. Russell has not lost a single 100-meter hurdles race in 2026. Every time she has stepped on the track this year, she has crossed the line first. Monaco was just the latest win in a streak that keeps getting longer. And every time someone gets close, she finds another gear. Go back 1 week before Monaco, July 4th. Prefontaine Classic, Eugene, Oregon. The 4th of July, home soil, home crowd. Standing in that race was Tobi Amusan of Nigeria, the actual world record holder in this event. If anyone was going to end Russell's streak, it should have been her. On the very track where Amusan set that world record back in 2022, it didn't happen. Russell ran 12:24 and won again. Amusan finished second, a 1/10 of a second behind her. Russell beat the world record holder on the world record holder's own turf, in front of a home American crowd, and made it look easy. So here's what's really going on. Masai Russell isn't just winning races this season, she's hunting history. The current world record in the women's 100-meter hurdles is 12.2 seconds, set by Tobi Amusan in 2022. Russell's personal best is 12.14 seconds, set back in May 2026 in Xiamen, China. That is the second fastest time ever run by any woman in the history of the event. She's just 0.02 of a second away from becoming the greatest hurdler of all time. This isn't new for her either. Back in May 2025, at the Grand Slam track meet in Miami, she ran 12.7 seconds, a massive personal best at the time. 1 year later in Xiamen, she shaved off 3 more hundredths to get to 12:14. Every single year, she keeps getting closer to the record. The pattern is right there for anyone paying attention, and she's not staying quiet about it. Russell told Olympics.com flat out, "It's not a secret that I'm on world record watch." She's not hiding her goal. She wants that record. She said it out loud. And every single race this season has been another step toward it. Track fans have even started talking about something that used to sound impossible, a sub-12-second hurdles race. No woman in history has ever run under 12 seconds in this event. Some of the greatest hurdlers who ever lived came close, but never got there. Russell has said she believes that barrier will fall soon, and she's not ruling herself out as the one who does it. To understand why all of this matters so much, you have to go back to Paris, summer of 2024. It wasn't always smooth for her either. Back in 2023, she fell during a race at the World Championships in Budapest, and the setback shook her confidence heading into an Olympic year. She turned pro without a big sponsor and self-doubt crept in. She had to rebuild herself mentally before she ever got the chance to stand on that Olympic podium. Masai Russell walked into that Olympic final as a name most casual fans didn't even know yet. She wasn't the favorite. Jasmine Camacho Quinn was the defending Olympic champion. Sirena Samba Mayela had the entire French home crowd screaming behind her. Russell was somewhere in the middle of the conversation, not at the top of it. The race started, and Russell was actually behind for most of it, sitting in 4th place through the hurdles. Then, in the final stretch, she found something extra. She lunged at the line and crossed first by 100th of a second. 100th. That's the difference between an Olympic gold medal and going home with nothing at all. She won gold in 12:33 seconds. She later said she barely slept the night before the race, hearing her own name called out over and over in her head. Then she walked out and became an Olympic champion on her very first try. Russell is also the 5th American woman to ever win that Olympic 100-meter hurdles title. That list includes some of the greatest hurdlers in history. She didn't just win a medal. She joined a legacy that goes back decades, and now she's trying to add a world record on top of it. That win changed her entire life. She went from a college athlete at the University of Kentucky, where she still holds the national collegiate record today, to one of the biggest names in track and field on the planet. And instead of sitting back on that gold medal, she got faster every single year since. Now, bring it back to today. Russell trains in Lexington, Kentucky, under her longtime coach Lonnie Green, the same coach who guided her all through college. Her training partner is Devin Charlton, the world record holder in the 60-meter hurdles. Two of the best hurdlers alive, pushing each other every single day in practice. That partnership is a big reason Russell keeps finding new speed instead of settling for what she already has. Russell isn't just known inside the sport anymore either. She's built a following of more than 1 million fans across social media, and she's become friends with stars like tennis champion Coco Gauff. Her Olympic win didn't just make her a champion. It made her a household name. She's also not just thinking about this season. She's already talking about LA in 2028, a home Olympics on American soil. If she keeps this pace up, she won't just be defending her title. She could become the face of the entire games. So where does this leave us after Monaco? Masai Russell is undefeated in the 100-meter hurdles in 2026. She has beaten the reigning world record holder head-to-head on that record holder's home track. She holds the 2nd fastest time in history, and she has openly said she is coming for the world record, maybe even for the sub-12 barrier that has never once been broken. The Diamond League season isn't even over yet. The series wraps up in Brussels in early September, and every meeting between now and then is another shot at history. Every time Russell steps up to the blocks, there's a real chance the record books get rewritten. She's not hiding what she wants, and she's not playing it safe. She said it herself. She wants the record, she believes it's coming, and after what just happened in Monaco, nobody is betting against her anymore. So here's the question. Is Masai Russell about to become the first woman in history to break 12 seconds? Drop your prediction in the comments, and let's see who calls it first.